Good morning and welcome to Friday morning, the 10th of December. We move into the part 4 of the book. We talked about that yesterday. Kingdom Priorities is the headline, the title of this section of our book. And today the chapter is entitled Lasting Treasures, based on Matthew 6:19 through 21, where we're told we're not to save our treasures and where to save our treasures. A well-known passage about not laying up for ourselves treasures on earth where they're corrupted, where they're rotted and they're stolen, but instead lay up treasures, store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where those things are not destroyed and where they're not stolen. For the key part of this passage is, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. I promised you John Wesley this morning, and I started it, but I stopped on recording that. It's very difficult to get his train of thought in the way it's written, in the these and thous and the old language of the 1800s. So sorry if you were looking forward to that, but instead we're going to hear from Basil the Great today. Basil the Great. He is obviously somebody with that moniker, is not recent history. 330 to 379 AD. He was bishop of Caesarea in Cappadocia, Asia Minor, and also bears the moniker saint these days. In the Catholic Church, Saint Basil. Here's what he has to say about these verses. The wealth you handle belongs to others. Think of it accordingly. Not for long will it delight you. Soon it will slip from you and be gone, and you will be asked to give strict account of it. Yet you keep it all locked away behind doors and sealed up. Then you are sleepless at night worrying about it. You take counsel about it inwardly, but your only counsel is yourself, like the rich fool in the gospel. You ask, what can I do? How easy it would be to say, I will fill the souls of the hungry, open my barns, invite all the poor. I am wronging no one, you say. I'm merely holding on to what is mine. What is yours? Who gave it to you so that you could bring it into life with you? Why, you are like a man who pinches a seat at the theater at the expense of latecomers, claiming ownership of what was for common use. That's what the rich are like. Having seized what belongs to all, they claim it as their own on the basis of having got there first. Whereas if everyone took for himself enough to meet his immediate needs and released the rest for those in need of it, there would be no rich and no poor. Did you not come naked out of the womb? Will you not go naked back into the earth? Job said that. So whence came the wealth you now enjoy? If you say from nowhere, you deny God, ignore the Creator, and are ungrateful to the giver. If you say from God, then explain why it was given to you. Is God unjust when he distributes unequally? Explain why you are rich when others are poor. Surely it is so that you can win the reward of being generous, of being a faithful steward. And yet you purse up everything in pockets of unsatisfied covetousness, thinking that you defraud no one when in fact you defraud so many. Who is the covetous man? Is it not the one for whom enough is not enough? And who is the defrauder? Is it not he who takes what belongs to everyone? And are you not both covetous and defrauding when you keep for private use what you were given for sharing. When a man strips another of his clothes, he's called a thief. Should not a man who has the power to clothe the naked but does not do so be called the same? The bread in your larder belongs to the hungry. The cloak in your wardrobe belongs to the naked. The shoes you allowed to rot belong to the barefoot. The money in your vaults belongs to the destitute. You do injustice to every man whom you could help, but do not. I was hungry and you fed me. I was naked and you clothed me. I was in prison and you visited me. Jesus said that. And he said, as often as you do it unto the least of these, you do it unto me. And so Jesus' teaching here says, find out how it is you lay treasures up in heaven. How can you do that? Because the rest of it is passing. Mere mortals know you can't take it with you. There's no U-Haul on the hearse. How we handle what we've been given is the way to either lay up treasures on this earth or lay up treasures in heaven. Use what we use for the blessing of others. That's the kingdom way. Blessings to you today.